if it's like a super slow song, then what? Super slow pace.
And it's slow and seductively cooking.
You're 27 deep. All because it's a slower song. You're just trying to do one of these things.
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Restaurant Punk.
Restaurant Punk.
Oh, okay.
What's up, everyone?
Way to show up with that energy.
I'm here.
Jesus.
I'm doing my own thing.
I just thought there was going to be a whole lot more excitement because when was the last time that we've sat together on this podcast? Is your eye twitching?
Well, thanks for pointing it out now.
I could just see it. Are you stressed out?
No, I'm fine. I'm good, thanks. How are you doing today?
I have
Okay,
a lot
great.
of
How about
energy.
you?
Always
Good. What's going on, everybody?
Nico, don't be a bully. We're so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
I feel like it's, like I said, been a minute. I feel like you and I have been on a
We've
lot of
done a couple rendezvous here.
Oh, you guys are best friends. It's okay.
the two
Right?
best friends.
Yeah, well, we could be friends. I don't know why you don't want to be friends with us.
I would say that too.
I have the topic today, and I feel like you guys are probably the best people to ask. You, because you're in Georgia's beachfront now.
Yeah.
Vintage is a little bit different for this question because it's off to the side. Letting your kitchen staff play their own music. Like, how do we feel about it?
What do you mean, like for the front of the house?
No, like allowing your kitchen staff to play their own music in,
Like
the,
in the
kitchen
kitchen?
during service.
Oh, no. It depends on the location, to be honest with you.
That's why I said,
Usually-
like, because vintage is off.
Well, no, not even for vintage, but even for like beachfront, it's an open kitchen. It's all in the same room technically. So no, I mean, they can listen to their own music after hours or before hours, but not during hours because it conflicts with the music that's being played.
Yeah.
I know, like, even like at Shimon, because like we'll close during like a period of the day and they start to do prep work and stuff. So usually at that point in time, like I don't really mind if they play what they want to play as long as they keep it respectful, because we do have guests and things that will pop in because they want to make a reservation or they want to, just like look at the environment, or maybe they're there to pick up a gift card or they're there to do something else. So like if they come in and the music's
Heinous.
yeah. I mean, it's not great. So,
Yeah.
So we always try to keep it respectful.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever run into this problem up until recently, to where our current kitchen staff has been playing their own music. And I asked them the one day, because like, again, I haven't had to cross this bridge. Like nobody ever played their own music during dinner service. So it was never a thing until one day I was sitting in the service station and I could hear the music in the kitchen. And then like I walked around the service station. I couldn't hear it past that point.
Yeah.
But you have to walk past the kitchen to go to the bathroom. And if they're blaring their own music, I don't know, it was just off. So I went in the kitchen. I asked them, do you mind turning it down?
Right.
Because again, I don't know, I've never been in the position to be like, hey, turn that shit off. I was like, hey, do you mind like just turning it down a little bit? Like I can hear it up front. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. And now I feel like I've created this, like, it's okay to play your own music during dinner service. And again, if you can't really hear it in the dining room, I don't mind. I don't know, the walk past.
If you can't hear it in the dining room or the walk past, it should be fine. And as long as it's not disrupting the kitchen and what they're doing, I have been in situations where the music's too loud or whatever, and then they're losing focus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're losing complete focus of what's happening. You can't do that. Like you can't. It should be a no-no anyway. I know one restaurant in our group has a separate music in the closed kitchen, but sometimes they play it so loud, you can definitely hear it in the front. And I remember multiple times myself saying, you got to turn it down, it's too loud. You got to turn it down, it's too loud. And it just comes to a point where, what if they forget because now they're on hours and it's causing conflict? Do you just completely shut it out, or just have a universal entire restaurant playlist that can be played in the front and in the kitchen at the same time?
Yeah. Because our speakers, I mean, you can still hear the music in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like the music that we play overhead. And I'm the kind of person to where the one day that we were all here doing Amazon stuff, I walked in and everybody was working in silence and I came to help and I was like, absolutely not. I need some kind of sound or music or something.
Right.
And I walked in and I just started playing music and we all kept boxing things and totally disrupt the piece. But I don't know. I understand that I need music or sound necessarily when I'm being productive.
I agree, but sometimes I also need to have my total silence. It gives me a chance to think properly.
I feel like the most silence I've ever found myself in is at the end of a shift when you're driving home and you can't even put the music on because you just got your ass kicked and
Yeah,
it's just
of course.
absolute silence. But again, being productive, I feel like I have to have that sound. So it's like I don't want to necessarily take it away from them completely, or maybe be like, keep one headphone in. Like I want one ear open so if we can communicate with each other. But
Yeah, I don't like the headphones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I really don't like the headphone
No.
thing. I mean, I do have one person that does do prep work, and then they will, when they're prepping, keep one headphone in. So I don't really mind too much if you're prepping, you know, and you're just like kind of doing your own thing and you know what the instructions are. But if I need to communicate with you and you don't hear like exactly what's going on because you have a headphone in or you've got like two headphones in and you're like jamming out, like I can't, you know, like we can't really have that.
you don't want to
No,
have
you
to tap
can't
on their
have
shoulder
that.
every 2 seconds.
Yeah, be like, yeah, what are you doing? Or, you know, you're trying to get in communication
Yeah.
with them or whatever. And you can't because they got the headphones in. You know,
Yeah.
even like the dishwasher too. Like I catch them with like the headphone in all the time.
I feel like
I'll
I
have to be
usually
like-
see dishwashers with headphones.
Yeah, but that just opens up, you know, if you're letting one or even two in the kitchen for its prep or dishwashing or whatever, that just opens it up for other people being able to do it. And if you tell them no, then it's like, well, why can they do it and I can't? It just causes a conflict.
It's hard too because like even letting sometimes them do it during certain instances can be problematic too because then they just want to, you know, always pop it
Because then
in.
you're like slowly going to
Yeah.
push the boundary of
Yeah. But
time.
I do like the idea of having, you know, some music in the kitchen as long as it's like the same music that matches the outside.
Yeah.
And I like it because sometimes I feel like it gives the employees like a pace or like a beat.
I get
It's
that.
kind of like a metronome. Metronome.
Metronome?
Yeah, it's kind of like a metronome. And it gives
Yeah.
like the employees a beat to like work by sometimes. And I feel like sometimes like if there is some type of music, they kind of work to the
At
beat
the pace. Yeah.
of the sound.
What if it's like a super slow song? Then what? Super slow pace.
And it's slow and
kids up back
seductively
up.
cooking.
You're 27 deep. All because it's a slower song. You're just trying to do one of these things. You know?
Yeah. I
Sometimes
don't
I feel
know.
like it can help like keep like the focus too, especially like if it's in the background or whatever. I feel like it helps maintain focus on what
And
you're doing.
again,
sometimes.
it's just never been a problem for me up until recently. And I'm trying to find, I mean, we all know this. Yanni calls me a butterfly. I obviously approach confrontational situations differently than other people. I think I'm definitely more of a Nico approach. Nico will come up and be like, oh my God, you look great today. And I love the way you did that. But hey, listen, don't do this again. You know, and I'm like, oh, okay. I got like 4 compliments before I got
It
the
is really-
slap on the hand.
just really like that kitchen is like really weird because you really don't hear anything else like anywhere in the dining room.
Where
Unless you're
at Petunia,
unless you're like right in front of that window,
It's
then
insane.
you can hear the
You
noise.
can
that
hear it
comes out
clear
of
as day.
Yeah, but
And so
anywhere else
that's
in the dining
why
room, you can't.
I glitch because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a table literally right there, you know, right on the opposite side of that server station. So for me, when I heard it the first time and I walked over just to kind of see if they could hear it, you couldn't hear anything once you get past that little threshold.
But open kitchens, though, you have to be careful. Even just employees communicating because I know sometimes employees can have mouths on them too.
Oh
You
God,
know,
yeah.
so-
I am employees.
And then-
I'm loud as hell.
Yeah,
like
but-
I have to constantly remind myself that when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking at a tone to where like in my mind I'm speaking so soft and people are like, I can hear you from table 1 up at the door. I'm like,
I know at
Yeah.
YB, for some reason, whatever the situation is, if you are sitting near the window, you can hear crystal clear whatever the kitchen is saying. If you are like by the window,
What?
it is the most bizarre phenomenon. Just I guess the way that the sound travels in that building,
It's
you can
echo,
hear
yeah.
but only in that spot you can hear the kitchen.
so
but if
when
you
we
were
come in
standing-
tomorrow, can
Yeah, but
I
if-
request the window table?
yeah, I'd go
Just
sit by
for
the-
scientific reasons.
yeah, absolutely. But then if you are like right in front, like near the plating station in the window where like the pass is,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can't hear. You'll be like, wait, what? Wait, what? But like if you're in the front, you can hear like everything. Yeah, so you have to watch your mouths, watch your music.
You said like you let your employees also play music. Like I'm the kind of person every time I go in to start getting ready and prepping the dining room, I'm constantly putting on my own music up until,
Right, a
about
certain
10
point.
minutes before service. Cause sometimes 5 o'clock's come early or whatever, but I always, obviously I'm not playing like, I mean, I love her, but like, I'm not playing like Nicki Minaj or Meg Thee Stallion or anything like that. Like
Right.
Cardi B up in the front, 99.9% of the time, we know who I'm playing. Taylor Swift. I'm going to say your name 10,000 times on this podcast till you acknowledge me.
One day,
It looks like you were looking right at her right now.
I was. Call me.
Shout out Taylor Swift. We love you.
But yeah, like it's always respectful music. But do you let your employees like play music as they're setting up or breaking down?
I have, and I've come into the situation where I'll come in a little bit later during the shift, and it's still the same music they were listening to while they were setting up, which is absolutely not supposed to be
Like
playing.
country music.
Like country music, Lena, or other things like that isn't playlist for that venue at all. Like, I don't want this shit. No. But, you know, it happens. It happens once, twice, 3 times. Okay. And then it's don't ever play this playlist or whatever again. Stick to the music that we're playing. If you want to listen to music, it's going to be the same track. If not, just keep it off and turn it on when we open. So,
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I leave the dining room music on like a lot too. Like right before like we prep, I always have like a rule. So like everyone will like, cause if we start service at 7, I'm like, all right, 6 o'clock, dining room music's on now. Like I don't
Okay.
care. Like whatever you're playing, that shit's done. Dining room music now. And they're like, oh, but it came 5 more minutes. I'm like, no, 6 o'clock, that's the line. Done. So this way it's already set up and ready to go.
Dude,
Same
you're
thing with
so
brunch, like right
strict.
after brunch.
I know.
Or whatever. They're like, can we play like whatever? I'm like, no, I don't want to listen to that shit. I'm sorry, it's trash. But you can listen to the Christmas shit that I got playing. And you can enjoy that and
No
be happy
offense,
with it.
you're
right now.
trash.
You can be happy with the playlist. So, or we can turn it off and it's fine too.
Yeah, like I think I was playing around with a playlist for Christmas because I'm like, I kind of want to like create a Christmassy vibe, and we have Postmodern Jukebox. So I found a Postmodern Jukebox playlist, and they have some really fun songs, but in the middle of that curated playlist is like instrumental, and I hated it. It was like way too slow, and everybody, like when you come into Petunia, like the vibes are way more upbeat than that, so it was way too slow. And our one server was like, oh my God, I love this Postmodern Jukebox holiday. Because I guess she saw it on there and she thought that that's what I wanted to be playing. So I walked into the restaurant the other day and it was the instrumental. And I was like, absolutely not. It just felt so dead in there. It didn't have a pulse. It was just not the right vibe. So I'm like trying to be more strict with music and energy throughout.
You know who makes great playlists? And this is going to sound so weird. Yanni. I know it sounds like off because it's Yanni, but he makes some incredible playlists. Like that's not even
can see that.
That's not even a joke. Like I've made some playlists and he's like yelled at me, made fun of me. And then he's put something together and I'm like, all right, I can see it. And then I end up listening to that on a personal level, like in my car or at my house. I'm like, all right, I can totally jam with this. So whatever vision he's got in that mind of his for whatever, it's brilliant.
He's one of the most
Asinine, chaotic.
Yanni
in the
manifests
ass.
things more than anybody that I know without even realizing that he's manifesting, even down to curating a playlist for a vision that you have for a specific place and a vibe you want. That's manifestation.
That's
And if
very-
anybody knows the background knowledge of Yanni and manifestation, he doesn't believe in it.
Yeah, it's true. Very passive aggressive like, but it works. Honestly,
But
it works.
And he makes it work. Because look at it. We're
Yeah.
here. We have a podcast. Restaurant Punk, thank you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. I'm wrapping it up because I feel like we're done here. I
Playlist
appreciate
is over.
Playlist is over.
This ain't on shuffle anymore.
This song has ended.
All right.
All right, very
Right.
good.
Peace
You
out.
got it, Nick?
Restaurant
Thank
Punk.
you.
We're out. Fucking candies or something.
Where was this at?
You see it? Were you there?
The candies? What?
They were cooking some kind
Oh my God.
Where was this?
At a Shimon. I walked in to give him a card that had anthrax in it. And
What?
Don't worry about it.
What you got? What do you want?